Hi, my name is Roxy and I'm the owner of Ethereal Persians Cattery. So today I'm going to be answering one of the questions that I get asked most often, which is what do I feed my cats? What do I recommend you feed your cats? How often, how much, and why? So behind me, right here, I have assorted a bunch of wonderful human grade kitty food that I purchased locally, except one which I purchased online, to show you what the brands are, what the portion sizes look like, and then I'm going to be talking a little bit about why I choose to feed this way. So let's get started. Here I have Vital Essentials. This is chicken entree. This company produces patties that look like this. This is Steve's Real Food pork recipe. This company produces morsels. This is a line of Steve's Real Food. This is Quest Whitefish. Then there's OC Raw. This one is chicken and fish. They're packaged into little individual baggies. This one is Northwest Naturals rabbit recipe. Small batch beef sliders. Raw dynamic rabbit. These are little cubes. This one is Lotus. It's adorable. It's got a tiny little size. Venison recipe. Lotus sardine recipe. Savage Cat duck recipe. Savage Cat rabbit and lamb. Viva. So this is a company that I don't purchase locally. I do order from them online. They ship frozen to my door with dry ice. It's always been a wonderful experience for me in particular. It is one of the more affordable ones. Plus, if you use my name Roxy during checkout, you'll get like 20% off on your first purchase. I've also included some brands of gently cooked foods, like My Perfect Pet. This one is beef recipe. These are really good for kitties that have sensitive tummies, IBD, or transitioning from like a kibble diet to a canned food diet, or from kibble to raw food, because it has less bacteria than raw food, but it's still a lot healthier than any feed grade food you could possibly find. This is the packaging for My Perfect Pet. Another wonderful alternative to any feed grade kibble or canned food is freeze-dried food. So this one is Quest Whitefish formula. This is a great option for people who travel, or if you're on the go and you simply don't have a freezer, you can just soak this in some water to hydrate it and feed. Then we have goat's milk from Green Juju and Answers. This is a wonderful addition to their food. Last but not least, canned food. So here I have Tiki Cat, Weruva, and Roz. Canned food is a lot more expensive than human grade, species appropriate raw food. It tends to have a lot more supplements. The quality doesn't tend to be as good. I don't recommend feeding canned food if you have the option of buying raw food, because it's just gonna make a big difference in your budget and in their health. Now that you've seen some of the human grade fresh food brands that I use and recommend, let's go over how much to feed your kitty. This one is super simple, guys. Up until the point of spay and neuter, which I recommend to do around 6 to 8 months of age, feed your kitty as much as they want to eat 3 times a day. So split it up, ideally within a 12-hour feeding window, morning, evening, and sometime in the afternoon as it works with your schedule. You could literally just put 2 of these little nuggets on a plate, wait for it to thaw, and feed it to your pet. I recommend feeding it either slightly cold or room temp. Do not heat it up, do not put it in the microwave, do not cook it. Once you cook this food, the vitamin and mineral content, it changes. The heating process denatures a lot of enzymes, amino acids. For foods that are portioned into large sizes, you're just gonna wanna scoop it with a spoon. You are unfortunately going to have to thaw the whole thing. The safe rule of thumb, I tell people, it's always 3 days in the fridge. Technically, you can feed it after 3 days, smell it, make sure that it's not starting to spoil or that it doesn't smell rotten, that there's nothing wrong with it, and it's most likely safe. But general rule of thumb, if you wanna be like super safe, 3 days. 3 days thawed out in the fridge. If you don't think you're gonna get through it in 3 days, you're gonna wanna repackage it into smaller containers and refreeze immediately. These companies, they have multiple protein sources. I only bought one protein source from the company to demonstrate what the package looks like. What you're going to want to do when you get your kitty is rotate through a minimum of 4 protein sources per month. So for example, you can choose like rabbit, chicken, duck, lamb, bison, turkey, goat, sardine, beef, whatever you can get your hands on. Choose 4 different ones. It is definitely not wholesome to choose just 2 protein sources. Like, don't keep your animal on pork and chicken its entire life. Just don't do it. It's not complete, it's not balanced. The food itself may be complete and balanced, but it is not for long-term usage. Switch up not just the protein sources, but the companies, because the companies will use different formulas, each of them. So you're adding different ingredients, and different ingredients, again, have different vitamin and mineral profiles, and that is really what helps the immune system become strong and resistant.
Quick note, if you are transitioning from one protein source to another, you're going to want to add some supplements to their food to make sure that you're encouraging a very diverse microbiome in their belly. So these are probiotics and prebiotics from 2 different companies that I trust. The top one is Adored Beast, the second one is Feta Pets. When you're transitioning, a lot of times the kitty may not have the proper bacteria in their belly to digest that food. So adding supplements like these will help build that proper culture and that diversity of that microbiome to help them digest the food. It'll help mitigate any possible tummy upset from eating a completely and totally new protein source. So definitely consider adding probiotics and prebiotics to their food. I wouldn't feed anything to my cat that is not human grade. I don't recommend that you feed any feed grade food. Your cat is not a dumpster. Your pet is not garbage. Don't feed them garbage. Don't turn them into garbage. If you feed them a species inappropriate diet, if you don't watch the ingredients in the food, then they're going to get sick earlier in life. You think you may be saving money, but you're only saving money in the beginning, because you're going to be paying later for any health diseases that they may develop. So either you pay for good quality food now, or you pay your veterinary bills and get the headache later. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not like a super expert. But if you want to learn a lot more, there are a lot of holistic veterinarians like Dr. Karen Becker, Dr. Judy Morgan, Dr. Susan Tixton, Dr. Connor Brady. Those are some big names that you can find them on YouTube. You can learn a ton from their podcast. Okay, so this is what I do. This is what I recommend you to do. Do not feed your pets garbage. Do not feed them trash. Do not give them any incentive for their body to become diseased early in life. Okay, you don't want that headache. I don't want you to have that headache. You have to become your pet's nutritionist, because doctors, veterinarians are not taught that in school. That's like an extra step. A lot of them will not know how to guide you. A lot of them will actually use fear tactics like, oh, your cat's gonna get salmonella, your cat's gonna get E. coli, and it's gonna spread to your whole family. You're gonna make them sick, you're gonna kill them, and you might, just listen to nutritionists. Listen to people that actually know what they're talking about, that have had education in this field, okay? And that's pretty much it for now. I wish you the best of luck. I'll be making more videos in the future, I'm sure, to very specific questions, and stay tuned. That's it. Bye, guys.